Oh, hello. I'm Sketch.
And I'm Shades.
And this is
Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back, Shades.
Welcome back, Sketch.
Guys, you are joining us once again in between episodes. This is the way.
We have spoken. You have spoken.
The weapons are my religion.
They are.
All the good stuff.
We know this. We know this.
Yes. And
Pew, 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 pew.
pew, pew. And I gotta say, it's been a couple days following the creed. I'm feeling good.
I mean, you know, Sketch. You look a little slimmer,
Yeah,
Sketch.
I'm definitely toning down. But
Have you not
feels good.
taken that helmet off
Not even once.
this whole time?
Not even once. Even when alone, I have not. Getting a little ripe in here, but that's part of the creed.
I was going to say, you are quite ripe, sir.
See, I can get a straw up here under the chin. See, like right here, right? So
Yeah.
I'm nourished, but toothbrushing, hair washing, just not on the table anymore for me.
It's I'm not gonna lie, it's a little difficult. I'm trying hard to take you seriously.
Yeah,
But
but you know,
are you gonna keep that on the whole time?
this is the way. This is the way. Getting a little feedback in the helmet, though. Let me try this. Hold on. Let me turn this knob here.
Yep. Oh, okay.
Oh, hello?
That's
Oh, hello?
not better.
Oh, hello?
Yep. Still not doing anything for me.
Oh, hello. That's it. Does that sound good?
Yeah.
Oh, hello. This is Sketch.
No.
No,
Just no.
this is the way.
It was the way.
This Cold War just got hot. Wrong.
Wrong
sci-fi universe.
wrong property.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It seems to be evening out a little bit here.
Getting
A
there.
little less ringing. A little less.
That's not
wibble-wobble.
better. Why don't you just turn it off? Why don't you just turn the filter off?
oh, like that.
Much better.
Oh yeah. Look at that.
Look at that.
It's like there's like a little fan blowing in here now too. Like I'm getting a little breeze on my eyelashes.
Hey, there you
That's
go.
Nice. This thing is all the bells and whistles.
It really does.
It's the Swiss Army helmet of the Star Wars universe.
Yes, that is what it shall ever be known as.
And, I can open my bottles of libation, and it's good at Phillips head screws as well. This little compartment here. And
Okay, long-time listeners, while Sketch is twiddling with his dented helmet over there,
hello kitty sticker on the back.
you are catching us after Mandalorian, obviously.
This is the way.
Sketch, do we have any take-backsies, any retractions?
I do not have any retractions or take backsies. You and I disagree on a couple key points in the episode, and looking forward to more people weighing in on that. We'll touch on that later.
Did you see the meme I posted to the Facebook page?
Which one? I'm trying to remember it.
Pedro Pascal admitted
yeah.
to the hospital with back injury from carrying the entirety of the Star Wars universe.
It's very true. He's doing all the legwork for Disney right now.
Oh my goodness!
I saw, I think just today actually, a tweet that production has wrapped on season two.
Yeah,
so
it's gonna be a quick turnaround.
Yeah, that's I think due out like in October, right?
Yes.
So.
I thought I saw summer.
This summer. Wow. Okay.
I thought I saw this summer.
Time will tell.
October would make more sense.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Octo.
Sure.
Now I stand by everything that I said and everything we discussed in Mandalorian, but I found something this week very relevant to our discussion that we had during The Last Jedi. Not The Last Jedi. During
Rise
The
of
Rise
Skywalker?
of Skywalker. We're still talking Last
Sure.
Jedi. And I must bring it up, and I'm excited to get your take on it.
Okay.
So I went back to the old Disney Plus to start watching the Star Wars Clone Wars season 7.
Oh yeah.
Haven't started it yet because as I queued it up, it was showing me season 6 above it, and I saw episodes I did not recognize from when I watched it on Netflix years ago. And the final 3 episodes that I had never seen of season 6 are all about Yoda and how Qui-Gon Jinn reaches out and contacts him through the Force.
In the Clone Wars?
In the Clone Wars animated series. The last 3 episodes.
I watched the whole thing on Netflix, and I do not remember.
See, that's what I'm saying. When I pulled it up, there were 3, screen grabs of the last 3 episodes, and I'm like, I don't recall that at all. I better, see if I am forgetting something. And the first one I watched is called Voices, aptly so. And it's all about Yoda kind of thinks he's losing it. He thinks the dark side is finally getting to him because he's beginning to hear the voice of Qui-Gon Jinn, and he believes this to be impossible because all Jedi believe there is no consciousness after death, and it is the journey of Yoda finding the truth about Qui-Gon Jinn and the Force, and eventually learning the technique to coalesce his consciousness after death. And it's incredibly relevant to the discussion that we had in The Rise of Skywalker.
I would imagine so.
So I feel like I shouldn't spoil it for you in case you would like to watch it. But in that episode with Qui-Gon Jinn, I'm like, damn, they really got a great person to really impersonate Liam Neeson. Watch the credits. It's Liam Neeson.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And it's wonderful. I think especially that episode Voices will really put your mind at ease with the where you were feeling the state of Qui-Gon Jinn was at. And
well, I mean,
it was really nice.
Spoilers ahead, long time listeners, just how far off the mark is my Qui-Gon theory.
It is off the mark, not tremendously so. As long as we're saying spoiler alert for season 6 of the Clone Wars, I'll give you the basic gist. That is,
I mean, I don't have Disney Plus Sketch, so I don't know how I'm going to see this.
Okay, so basically, what there is the Force is kind of divided in the natural state into 2: the living Force, as it resides within all living things, and the cosmic Force, as it exists kind of on its own plane throughout the universe. This is all from the episode. And when a luminous being, a living being, dies, their living Force joins the great cosmic Force. And the Jedi have always believed that upon doing so, the individual loses all aspects that make them an individual. There's no more consciousness. You just your Force joins the greater Force, the cosmic Force, and all is said and done. But what happens is, according to the episode Voices in Clone Wars, the Force calls upon Qui-Gon Jinn specifically to coalesce his consciousness to commune first with Yoda, because the Force understands that Yoda's time will come before he has the chance to pass on the teachings he must teach to the one who will bring balance to the Force. So we got a couple big things there. We got the Clone Wars is depositing that Luke is the prophecy, the one who will be bound to the Force. That the cosmic force has a will and kind of exists beyond time of the mortal realm, and that it has a will and a stake in the big galactic conflict. And so I think
that also really changes the narrative of Rise of Skywalker.
Yes, very much so. It's another aspect that I'm like, Rise of Skywalker once again seems to ignore this. But maybe they missed it. I missed it. So it's possible.
Well, I'm just Googling a little bit here, and apparently there were about 24 unfinished Clone Wars episodes when Netflix did that rushed 6th season to kind of end it. And so there are, now they're doing the 7th and final season.
Disney is.
And I guess there are like a bunch of unfinished episodes where some of them were finished after Netflix lost the rights to it, so they never aired.
It is a if you're out there and you have Disney Plus so that you can watch these Star Wars shows, it is worth going back to especially watch this little trio of Yoda episodes, because it's really kind of beautiful. It explains why Yoda ends up on Dagobah. It explains how he communes with Qui-Gon. The episode heavily hints that Qui-Gon was chosen because he was far purer and truer than the Jedi Order, which kind of goes to what we were saying about how he was
a gray Jedi,
and it's just, the whole thing kind of ends with Yoda kind of coming to terms with, like, you know what? I don't think we're winning this war. And and that's the last episode.
Wow.
I mean, it brings us right basically to
Revenge of
the Sith. But now of course we know we have season 7 that we can watch as well. So that's next for me to start.
And season 7 takes place after Revenge of the Sith?
I don't think so. I'm not sure. I know Anakin is still in it as Anakin and not Vader. But there are some strange things in it, in the trailer that I saw, like with how far along Padme's pregnancy is and stuff like that. Like the timeline seems a little wonky. Okay. I don't know. It's basically the next thing I'll pick up. I was planning to start it this week if it weren't for those Yoda episodes.
Right.
But I'm very glad I watched them.
Very cool.
And I don't know if this was throughout the whole series. I didn't realize that Tim Curry voiced Darth Sidious. At least he did in these final 3 episodes.
No way. Yeah, Tim Curry.
Yeah.
That must be the last thing he did.
It's pretty nuts. And there's a scene because Yoda kind of is exploring the history of the light and the history of the dark, and he communes with the spirit of Darth Bane, I think, which was, according to Clone Wars, the Sith that started the pattern of 2. There are always 2 there are. And that's voiced by Mark Hamill in one of the last episodes, which is nice to have him
that I knew
using his voice talent in the Star Wars universe. So yeah, that's my like Star Wars update for this midstream.
That's very cool.
Yeah. Yoda.
That's so interesting. Yeah, Tim Curry voiced Palpatine in season 5, season 6. Wait, when did Clone Wars end? 2008?
Maybe. I feel like it was later than that.
So he took over in 2013.
Okay.
And he was the voice of Palpatine through all of those episodes. But Tim Curry is now also dead, right?
Not that I'm aware of, but I don't know.
Or
actor's death.
No, he's okay. No, he's 73, but he's officially retired.
Okay.
He had a I know he had a massive stroke in the last couple of years.
Wow. Well, we're thinking of you, Tim Curry.
Yeah, he had a major stroke in 2012.
From all of us.
Oh, no. So he continues to work as a voice actor now. So this is current. And he's the new voice of Palpatine because the original voice of Palpatine passed away.
Well, there you go.
Yep.
Yeah, I was listening to that episode and I'm like, Palpatine sounds familiar, but not Palpatine.
Right.
And there you go. In the credits. Lo and behold.
I love Tim Curry.
Yeah. So, Star Wars. We've been doing a lot of Star Wars.
Yeah, I mean, Sketch, I'll just add lightsabers are cool.
Lightsabers are cool. Once again, lightsabers are cool. Do we have any non-Star Wars news this week?
We kind of talked last week about the DC EU and Matt Reeves' The Batman.
Yes.
Matt Reeves released some more images from production and the set. We've now seen the Bat Cycle, we've seen Catwoman, and we've now seen the Batmobile.
I saw the Batmobile.
Yeah. What are your thoughts, Sketch?
It is. I'm underwhelmed. I feel like I'm supposed to be. I feel like this is, without me knowing anything about the story that they're telling, I'm feeling like this is a really young, really early Batman without all the bells and whistles.
Yeah, so it's supposed to be, they keep calling this Batman Year 3, which I don't know what that means. So it's kind of early in his career, but not the very beginning. I think it looks really cool, but I'm underwhelmed in terms of a Batmobile. So it kind of looks like a 70s Charger.
Yeah.
But it's rear engine, rear wheel drive, but then it has a giant blower on the hood and doesn't really, mechanically, it doesn't seem to make much sense.
From the one picture I saw online of it, it looked like something I would see parked at a con that like a fan made.
Right. Yeah. So it's like, it's clearly not a real car. It's like some kind of body kit on top of just a frame car. It's the whole production feels like something that should be on TV rather than a movie to me. And that's not a knock. I mean, my least favorite Batman projects are the ones where there's no story, right? So like Batman Forever, Batman and Robin, they just didn't have good stories. They're all aesthetic choices, right? Sure. A director has a vision, you either relate to that vision or not. If the storytelling is good, you'll enjoy it. If the storytelling's not good, you won't enjoy it. Like the design of the bat suit is not going to denote how good a Batman movie is. That said, the production does seem very much, it feels more like a Netflix show than a movie from what I'm seeing. Now, when the movie rolls out, maybe I'll be eating my words, but I'm with you, Sketch. I'm underwhelmed by the whole thing.
Do we have a projected date for this whole thing?
2021, I believe. Okay. So we're still over a year away.
Who's playing Catwoman? Is it anyone I know? I did not see that. I didn't see the Catwoman.
Well, reveal. I mean, the image that they released with the Batmobile, I'm sorry, the Bat Cycle is in front of him. On the other Bat Cycle is Catwoman, and Zoe Kravitz is playing Catwoman, Selena Kyle. Okay. Zoe Kravitz, great actor. I think the weirdest thing about this project is Andy Serkis is playing Alfred.
No, really?
Which I just think is like really bizarre casting when you also have Colin Farrell playing the Penguin. Again, I'm sure Andy Serkis will be great. It seems like a weird casting choice to me. But hey, I mean, we'll see where they go with that.
Time will tell. I'm sure we'll keep getting more and more coming out of that production.
Time will tell. I mean, the big reveal is that we got our first full image of the bat suit, and again, just underwhelmed. Yeah. I don't like the direction they went with it, but I also didn't like the end of the Nolanverse bat suit with the Dark Knight and Dark Knight Rises. I didn't think that was a great bat suit either. But like I said, that doesn't make or break a Batman movie. Robert Pattinson's a great actor. I don't know if you ever saw Lost City of Z sketch.
Nope.
I mean, he gets a lot of flack for Twilight. He's a great actor. I mean, I'm sure he's going to be a great asset to this franchise. I know they're working on the standalone Flash movie, which is going to be a Flashpoint movie. I'm sure that will have something to do with the recasting of Batman. And Ben Affleck gave a rather candid interview about the whole Batman experience. And I mean, it was very honest and truthful. And I think stepping away was the right decision for him personally. I'm sad that he's no longer Batman, but two of the things in it were he was writing and directing and going to star in the Batman, and he gave the script to a friend to read, and he asked them what they thought, and their response was, if you do all of these things, it's going to drive you to drinking and kill you.
Wow. Yikes.
And that's when he handed the project off to Matt Reeves as director and decided not to write and direct. And, he just did not have a good experience with Batman versus Superman and then Suicide Squad. And then, the disaster that was Justice League with the studio re-edits. And, if it doesn't bring you joy, don't do it.
Oh yeah.
And so I guess for him it was the right time to step away, and he's very supportive of Robert Pattinson. And like I said, I really enjoyed his take on Batman, and I'm glad we got the stories that we did with him. I think it's a nice little contained universe. When I look back on it, it's kind of crazy that there were, I imagine like now looking at from Batman versus Superman through Justice League, it was probably a lot of grueling filming because he went from Dawn of Justice to Suicide Squad to Justice League. That was probably just intense filming.
Yeah, for sure.
And his personal life was kind of a mess through all of that too.
Yeah.
So the Batman 2021, we'll see what happens.
There you go. We'll keep our finger on that pulse.
I really think before the Batman comes out, Sketch, we need to do Dawn of Justice.
Sure. I'm fine with that.
I think enough time has passed. We've joked about it all through season 1.
I'm totally fine with it. Let's do it.
I think it's time. Let's do it. Should we watch the director's cut? Should we say that right now? We'll watch the director's cut.
We're going to do the director's cut, guys, of Dawn of Justice.
Yeah. So look for that in season 2. Coming soon to a podcast
But that's not, we should clarify. That's not next week.
That is not next week. Should we get next week's episode?
Let's talk about next week's episode.
Sketch, where are we going next week?
Oh God, is there a name of the land?
I
don't remember.
I don't remember either.
Guys, next week we are going
the Shire, not Shire,
to another George Lucas universe.
Is it a universe?
Well, world.
Can we say it's
realm,
a universe?
Realm. Let's call it a realm.
The realm. The Shire, not Shire.
Guys, this has been a long time requested episode.
Long time listener, long time request.
We're going to be tackling Willow. The late 80s? Yeah, late 80s because it was
1988.
1988.
I mean, boy, does it feel like it came out a lot earlier than
George Lucas written, Directed?
Produced? Not directed. I don't think he directed it.
No, because it was Ron Howard, wasn't it?
Ron Howard directed, yeah.
His take on Middle Earth,
Lord of the Rings, basically, yeah.
And like I said, this has been requested of us since season 1. I mean, talk about long time listeners. Finally got around to it. Finally got one of us to watch it. I won't say who.
I mean, long time listener. I will just say publicly, this movie drives me Mad Mardigan.
Mad Mardigan. And this movie drives me Eric. So next week, guys, we're going to take a real good look at Willow. Finally stepping away from Star Wars, but not that much because we're still in George Lucas. Just realized that now talking about it.
Yeah.
But listen, Star Wars, it is not. So
it's hard to get away from Star Wars once you get into it. This is our slow detox.
Yep. And but we're not just gonna have fun.
Guys, we are professionals.
We're gonna learn something too.
We are going to say Mad Mardigan a lot.
Mad Mardigan. And the brownies. And Sorsha.
The brownies. Oh my goodness. And two old ladies fighting over a wand.
So that's gonna be Willow next week.
You sent me a very funny text that I should have put together but didn't. I did not realize Warwick Davis also played the Leprechaun from Leprechaun. Yeah. Holy shit, sketch.
Oh yeah, and if you've never seen the movie, Warwick Davis is Willow, is the lead / not lead because Val Kilmer's also in it and he gets top billing for some reason. Yeah, even though Warwick Davis is really the workhorse of this movie.
Oh my goodness, Warwick Davis is it's just the injustice of Hollywood. He should have top billing
120% in this movie. But the thing is, and I won't.
Val Kilmer also gives 120%.
That's what I was going to say. Val Kilmer also comes in, and as soon as he's on screen, he's also shining. So, but guys, we're going to get into it. We're going to get way into it. We're going to talk about Willow more than probably anyone has talked about Willow in quite some time. And I'm looking forward to it.
I think this is going to be the definitive podcast on the movie Willow sketch.
Yeah. We're the Teen Titans podcast, and we're dangerously close to the Spider-Man podcast.
Dangerously close.
We bring up Last Jedi a lot, and now Willow. So quite the repertoire here. It's what you guys have come to expect from us: consistency. And I have spoken.
This is the way.
This is the way. So, guys, Willow, ready to go. I still like that.
It's the best improv line of our podcast.
So far.
So, ready to go.
We'll have to start thinking of the season 3 tagline, except we shouldn't because it's better when they come apart organically. Good organic slogan.
Free range podcast.
There you go. So next week, guys, Willow, Shades, sketch, all the fun,
all of the dung,
and the Mad Mardigans that you can shake a stick at, like the old ladies do. They shake a stick.
More Mad Mardigan than two old ladies can shake a wand.
There you go. That
is the tagline of this episode. Wow.
So there you go.
Guys, we'll
see you next week.
See you next week.
See ya.